Hello, Alekius Tinkering Gamer here, looking to build a new Dreadnought based on suggestion, and I'd picked out a hull, I'd built it all out, and then I lost it somewhere in the saves, which is just as well because I'd rather build it on camera. Keep our standard practice of narrow, shallow draft. Keep the weight down and costs, and tends to make it a little bit more stable of a platform. Since if you increase the draft, the pitch becomes worse, but the roll becomes... oh no, pitch and roll are better. Yeah, making little needles is apparently better. Stick with our usuals. Multiple expansion, balanced rudder. We are going to use the hydraulic steering this time. It's going to increase weight and cost, but it is going to improve the ability to adjust and dodge. Looking at our various towers, the most recent hulls, they have access to a couple other towers, but their base accuracy isn't as good. So I'm inclined to use these. Small secondary tower. Put that in the back. We're going to break with tradition and use 13-inch guns. We're limited to 3 central line turrets. We'll place at the extremities, and then replace our towers appropriately. There we go. Now we have thin enhanced funnel 2, which is a little bit bigger, and thin enhanced funnel 1. We also have these mini ones, but I believe we're going to have trouble getting up to 22 knots with decent engine efficiency. So we're going to want to use the more enhanced ones, which that little dealie that sticks on the front means we have to mix them. So we're going to go and have fun mix and matching these. That gets us up to 95%. Which I am happy to retain that. That leaves just enough room. We can slide this back. Decent ergonomics. And by ergonomics, I mean degrees of freedom for the turret to fire. Casemate wise, we are limited to 4-inch guns. However, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 4-inch guns per side. Although, why do we... oh, there it is, because I was holding one. We can place some up in the towers, which I don't think that was the case earlier. Oh, that is a staggering amount of 4-inch guns. We can't place secondaries there, can we? No, those are not slots for secondaries. Huh. That is a withering hail of 4-inch fire. What's fun is we have these slots. We can fit 8s. We could fit 3 8s. Or even more. Something like that, with the slots that we have available, with decent sweep of fire, fact, we may keep this third one. Originally, the design had worked out, and everything was back a little bit further, and so couldn't place this one there. But these might be closer together. Let's take a look. No, we can fit 3. So we could do 3 8-inch, 3 6-inch, and a stupid amount of 4-inch for a proper primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary batteries. I don't see us fitting any 3-inch anywhere that would not also block some of the shots and angles that we would get. Nice, properly awkward design. And yes, we could fit some barbettes on there maybe to elevate, get better angles. Can we fit them on the sides? Actually, I don't think we can. Normally you can, but apparently with this one, can't, or I'm missing something. So no elevated. We'll get our double hull bottom, anti-flooded, our citadel. Fairly standard for our shells with soft capped HE, standard APC. We're going to go also, not just 13-inch, we're going to break with tradition, use heavy shells. Increased capacity, white powder, gun cotton, hydraulic turrets. We'll see about the enhanced gun reload. We'll see how that works out. Coincidence rangefinder, and then just roughing out real quick. So we'll do 2, 1.5, 1.5. Go with thickest barbette, thickest side. Cannot extend the length of any of them. We could increase caliber. Okay. Now, where do we go from here? I see. A little bit unbalanced forward, which is extending the central citadel. Not by a whole lot, though. Comparing with my notes and looking at everything. How do we balance this design as best we can? We have pretty good armor quality. We can trim some of the armor. Why did the belt? I typoed. Shave off a little armor here and there. 13-inch, we're looking at 1.5-inch penetration for deck hits. And stupid amounts of penetration for vertical protection. Like, we're not going to be invulnerable to our own guns. Unless we stay way out there. And we have to find about 400 tons to shave off here or there. I didn't originally have these top 4-inch guns, but I kind of like having them. We can make those gun shields. That's 120 tons right there. We can skimp on the secondaries. which that's another 100 tons there. That's nickel and diming though. I don't want to go too much smaller on the main battery. How much are we actually going to sit? Well, that's a few 100 tons. I think I'd rather go with a thinner main belt. Trim the foredeck as well. Got that forward offset down quite a bit. Is there something else we can trim or make do? I know we could drop the speed some. That'll solve all the problems. Could be that there was a patch difference that gave us adjusted the weights of a few things, because we're trimming a little too much armor and I don't want to do that. So we'll go back to the enhanced reloading. We'll add to the forward belt, add to the rear belt, add to the rear deck. Engine efficiency is now 100%. So we lose a little speed from what I had originally intended. That's okay. We'll add armor back to the secondaries, but not too much. Gives us at 5.5. Actually, let's add that to the main belt. And we get a 12.6-inch main belt. We've balanced things out reasonably well. And we have a hard-hitting battleship right there. I have no problems with the name Invincible. Seems more English of a name than a French name. Double checking before we are all done. We've maximized our centerline batteries. We have... yeah, those are going to be too heavy. Thinking about maybe doing dual 9-inch on the sides. But those will not only be bigger, they will be much heavier. You can get a feel for that size. And it's going to be a little bit too big. And I've tried it in that slot before and it doesn't fit. Which is why I went with 8s. So there we go. We have a new battleship. Now that we step out to the designer, we'll take a look, see if we have space. We may be able to lay down one of the new hulls right away. Also want to check class. Yeah, we've got the 4 new light cruisers being built. Oh yeah, I remember these. They look so awkward. Finances. We have 13,000 tons to work with, which is not enough. We're going to need to wait. Reminder of our offensive, which is doing very well. Definitely outnumber the Germans. German Admiralty replaced. We get to strike. 2 transports lost or destroyed in South Pacific and West Africa. Sweden wants 3. I really want to see the tonnages here. It's more important than anything else. 3 light cruisers, which we had 13,000 tons, so we can do that. Okay. Greece canceled their alliance with the German Empire. So now we're at 17% progress. Rapid progress against South Germany. Let's take a look. Improve relations with China for now. German Empire, their army logistics are at 17%. Ours are at a staggeringly high 46%. Our transport capacity continues to increase. Still got about 10,000 tons to work with. Quick look around. We have our battleships returning. We have theirs headed off to the Pacific somewhere, which we're not chasing them. These guys need to repair some of that damage before I'll send them back out again. That and they have low fuel status, which is not great to have. Nothing else comes to mind, so I think we're good for another turn. Oh, nice. The Austro-Hungarian Empire getting a bunch of technology. United States going through their designs. Oh, discarded Pennsylvania class battleship. The 1898 one. Which, that's like this year. Apparently they decided not to. Germany made a new battleship. Italy scrapping a bunch of theirs. Sink a bunch of transports. Emergency welding, ship repairs, flooding. Mark II 5-inch guns. Excellent. South Pacific and North Oceania. Heavy cruisers for Brazil. I'm going to turn that down since we do want to build those new battleships. It's going to take a while to get them out. And I want a better profit. Oh, good boost to China. We don't want to make them too happy. 26% rapid offensive. As far as those things go. Nothing that we want to change here. Pretty happy with how that's all worked out. 10,000 tons to work with. Light cruisers are 3 months away. Germany wants us to sign a treaty. I disagree. Sinking transports, 700-ton torpedo boats. We have access to ballistite. Double base smokeless propellant made from 2 high explosives, nitrocellulose and nitroglycerin. Increases the range and muzzle velocity of shells. It's more powerful propellant than white powder and relatively safer, but becomes highly unstable when ignited. Therefore, it is riskier to store in a ship. With the ballistite propellant, the shell trajectories can become exceptionally flat at all ranges, improving the penetration strength against heavy side armor. However, the increased gun erosion affects negatively the gun accuracy. That's why we probably won't use them. West Indian Ocean and North Oceania sinkings. Pipettes are so small, I am happy to build some for Brazil. 34% progress. Almost to port in West Africa. Been steaming for months now. We do have 20,000, a little bit more. That means we can lay down the first of the Invincible class. Which I believe I have it sorted for up here. We want Are we building things? La Rochelle. And we get started on that next turn. The war continues after failed negotiations. 10 transports. We got 3 of them. And port damage to Danzig. 6 large side guns. It's a nice new layout. Indian Ocean and North Oceania losses to transports. Looks like the Germans finally made it to North Oceania. You know what? I'm going to move these battleships to the Baltic, and they'll establish a blockade of the northern coast of eastern Germany. Alright, we have our ships in here. That's probably taxing our shipping right now. Where did those German battleships go? See 2 light cruisers. I don't see where the rest of them went. Who is allied with the Germans? Nobody at this point. Ah, there they are. They are still moving along. How did we lose anything in North Oceania then? I don't see anything out there. Oh well, I'm not worried about it. Let's take a look at some of these other ones that I forgot we were having. Oh yeah. Major offensive. Looks like Togoland is ours. Cameroon also going very well. Germany's looking to acquire Angola. Not much we can do about that though. 44% there. Yeah, we're way over. And there's not a bunch I can stop right now. Suspend. Not that one. Suspend. And we're still over by 2,000 tons. Can I suspend repairs? Colbert needs the most. We'll do the battleships one at a time. That'll open us up. Those are 3,000 tons each. Can't quite fit them all. They're all at 2 months right now, but I'm just going to leave them for now. Or no, this one is 10% less progress than the rest. So we'll leave the La Galissonière constructing, since we have the excess. Mars class battleship. That's a great name for a battleship. Nine transports in Danzig. Plenty of damage. 17-inch torpedo tubes. West Indian Ocean, North Oceania. Arc class torpedo boats, sure. 1 heavy cruiser for Sweden. Again, I kind of want to keep those, so 82% is not enough to convince me to stop my own shipbuilding program. 52%, 73, 65. We just have the Cold Bear waiting for repairs. And the Normandy, which we will resume, and we have space. Excellent. We can unsuspend everything now, leaving us with, oh no, we can't. Well, I want these guys repaired, so we're gonna do that, and I want these all to complete. At the same time, we will wait the light cruisers rather than the battleship. Advanced minesweeping wires. The US is catching up in tech. Fight to the end. We don't want this to end before we've taken land. We don't have to purchase land that we've almost taken with the rewards from war. Small towers 2, 10-inch Mark II guns, advanced periscope, 5 transports in West Indian Ocean, 2 for us. We're not building Brazil battleship for that kind of markup. Borneo trying to break free. Special operations. 60% of the way there. We're getting there. Alright. Our battle fleet is repaired. Let's see, where are these guys going? All the way to here. We will now give chase. We're quite a bit behind, though. Politics-wise, I do want to check. Technology, very advanced. Britain is keeping up. Soviets are not. China, Austro-Hungarian Empire is behind. Germany is average. Everybody else is average. Interesting lineup. Our logistics are at 44%. Germany is at 18%, so they have gone up slightly. Finance-wise, we will be over if we re-enable the no, because that's 13,000 tons roughly. That should be good. Two months for those. So, moving on. Finished our light cruisers. War continues. Blow up ships at Danzig. No Kiel that time. Transports lost in a variety of regions. Angola conquered by Germany. West Africa, we're losing ships. I don't know how, because there's no ships out there. Oh yeah, much further. When you have the fuel, you go faster. Imagine that. Politics-wise, everything looks good. Finances, 20,000 would put us at 103, so we can lay down the second of the Invincible class. Like most of ours, they will be pairs, unless I find a way or a good enough ship design to go further. Steam turbines. They will be a pair because we got better ships coming. In fact, I see us not laying down any new ships for a little bit, so we'll drop our last of our priorities and let everything kind of catch up to where we've rushed ahead. Okay, next turn. Germany laying down some new ships. Three torpedo boats, a heavy cruiser, and a light cruiser. Looks like the AI is building a new design. There's been quite a few patches over the last 2 weeks, and so there's been some optimizations, but it isn't always fast. I have noticed improvements, but sometimes it still bogs down for reasons that aren't entirely obvious. There we go, that'll be outside Kiel. Damage to the port, we get larger light cruisers. Secondary turrets, dual, which I've been waiting for that one. Lost 4 transports. Philippines sign with Britain. Well, what's left of the Philippines. We are at 75% in southern Germany. Still doing fantastic, both loss rate and force ratios. Almost have West Africa taken care of. Kind of getting a feel for how far they've gone in a single turn. Catching up. I don't think we'll get them before, and I have a feeling we're going to slow down here soon. Alright, everything looks good. We're still sitting pretty at 175%. North Oceania seems to be a problem for us. We have 2 heavy cruisers. We have 2 light cruisers. We'll put these ones on protect. Or actually, let's put the heavy cruisers on protect. We'll put the light cruisers on sea control. See if we can't do what we need to. Alright. We've got 10,000 tons to work with. Bunch of technology going along there, and looks like Kiel gets bombarded this turn. Advanced naval formations for better crew training and training efficiency. Advanced minesweeping wires for more minesweeping and mine detection. France lost 2 ships in West Africa, West Indian Ocean, and North Oceania for German transport loss. Gotta be close. It is. Finance-wise, Sitting there. Light ships. I am looking at what we have available. I don't see that we put mines on the new light cruisers. In fact, it's been long enough since I last recorded. I don't exactly remember what these guys are for. But we're going to get them underway. Then I'll figure out where I'm going to put them. Ooh, we have a battleship on the move. We're going to wait 1 turn. We'll get 1 month. We'll get steam turbines. The big funnels don't really matter right now. Nothing else clearly popping out as key. Oh, a meeting engagement. So we strike in the Baltic Sea close to Kiel, which we bombard. And we have intercepted a battleship, the Schlesien. Which is excellent. We'll get a battle into this episode. Oh man, what are these, the Belaruses? Yeah. So long. Let's have you get into the battle line. Tight formation. Oh man, I was looking forward to these. This is actually one of my favorite mishmash of batteries for hulls. Since you get the casemates, you get these side sponson decks for a heavy secondary battery. You get platforms above them for a light secondary battery or tertiary battery. And then you get the main battery. But the main battery is going to be 2 turrets. You might be able to squeeze one into one of these center areas by sacrificing speed. But that's just not the way we're running the French. Speed is power. And we're making 21 knots without turbines. Leave it on fairly fast until we get to first blood, some sort of accurate range. Six kilometers will drop us down to at least 3. Alright, accuracy's starting to climb. We're going to come broadside. Give the main battery, because if both fore and aft guns can fire, it helps with ranging. We're down now to under 4 kilometers. pause and take a look at our adversary, which we have not identified yet. Ooh, that's an older design. Interesting. I'm guessing those are 13s and that is like 10. And you have the 2 decks of casemate batteries, as well as fore and aft chasers. Looks like the chasers are 6-inch. A few 3-inch along here, maybe 4-inch. Three-inch, or 13-inch, 9-inch. And we have the 6-inch chasers. We have 4-inch down on the lower deck, 3.4-inch on the upper deck, 3-inch on the deck, these ones, 1.5-inch up on this aft tower. Kind of weird. Ooh. 8-inch hits to the funnels. We're down to what? 2 kilometers? I have a feeling we're going to be piling on. Yeah, our accuracy is very high, especially compared to what she has. It's 3 12-inch shell hits. Does she have torpedoes? She does not. 8-inch batteries. Partial penetrations. Looks like we destroyed the front turret. No, we blew out the underdeck, but I think the main battery is still operational. Yeah, she's traversing. She still works. Looks like now aiming for... Nope, still aiming for the Surveillante. As I say that with an Italian accent. And give a slight left-hand turn. We'll drop to 18 knots, which will increase their accuracy against us, but also increase our own accuracy. Secondary is firing on our 8-inch equipped. These are our modern heavy cruisers, aren't they? Spinning shelving. Bounced an 8-inch. There's the main battery. Penetration forward. More flooding. Oh, she's done. Oh, yeah. Looks like that penetration into the forward section of the ship made it into, or close to, an ammo magazine, and she cooked off. Oh, bad day. I don't suppose we can get a log. Looks like the heavy cruisers took a couple hits from the secondaries. I love that we can get dual turrets along here. Makes that heavy cruiser fun. And that was, I believe, our... Ooh, ouch. Lost a lot of transports. Sweden wants some torpedo boats for a good markup. Cameroon of German Empire has been conquered. So has Togoland. So we have all French Africa. Excellent. Southern Germany has almost been successfully invaded. We have an additional battleship up here. And this one down here, which we'll seek to intercept with light cruisers. And as we've seen, their accuracy is not exactly the best. I should have moved all four and then could click on them again and split them. Send the other two up here. Politics good. Finances. Shipyards are starting to run empty. So we'll spend a moment and new design. Not looking to make a battleship this time. We want a light cruiser. We have one of these, which runs from 3,500 tons with the smaller 2,000 ton one. Or we could even go with a small standard 3-master. I think, as I'm looking at crew sizes as well, and tolerances, how small we can make them. We'll go with the light cruiser. More standard design. We're going to seek to make this small. It does not need to be fast. Does not need to have good range. I'm going to keep our habits. Turbines or multiple expansion. The engine weight is so much less. But the cost is high. So right now we're at, let's go with 21 knots. 22, 23, 22. At 22 knots, 990 tons, 2.2 million. We add turbines, and we save about 1/3 of the weight, but she costs 2.7. 500,000 more. I'm okay with this. I'm going to use no, we're going to try to keep this cheap. I'm going to use basic towers. We use basic funnels if we can. 3 funnels. More than enough. Drop her to 21 knots. Move the funnels back slightly, which we'll have to rebalance anyways. Balanced. Actually, we don't need good steering. We could stick 6-inchers on her, or we could use a lot of 5-inch. We have Mark 2s, Mark 1s. AP range, much better with 5-inch. The penetration at 5 kilometers is 2.3, twice 2.9. Rate of fire 1.7, 3. I'm liking the feel of the 5-inch more. And they're lighter weight. I don't think I can fit these on here anyway. Not unless we widen the ship, which I don't particularly want to do. A secondary battery of 4-inch guns. Fairly basic. And we have our casemates. Our torpedoes. Which no bow launcher on this one. Armor, we might actually leave basic, single, standard, no anti-flood, no citadel. Standard ratio, soft cap, standard, because I like it that way. Standard amount. We keep the white powder with gun cotton, hydraulic, standard. We'll go with the 17-inch. Normal, 1 shot or 2 shots each? Use 2. We will give the coincidence rangefinder. I know it's expensive. We're going to add mines. That's going to be the primary. That's what defines this ship. Cannot extend the length of any of them. We can upsize. Go with a 5.5-inch, 4.5 turrets. Or even 5.9. What's that look like? Because it'll be Mark II, but much larger. So that's close to the 6-inch, but much better. And we'll upsize our side casemate to 3.9. And then 4.5-inch. Alright, that makes her a little bit heavier. I'm going to do 2-inch gun shields, 1/2-inch on top. We do want barbettes. Full inch on the main battery, max protection. Full belt. Do a 1/2-inch all across the deck. Full conning tower, full superstructure. Jeez. Just loading her down with armor. Armor that we don't even need. I suppose we could add a little bit of range, add a little bit of speed. Keep it at 21. Could go back down to multiple expansion. How's the turbine? 21. 105, 6.3 million. We're not saving that much. But having all this free weight is amazing. Improving the quality of the steel does increase the cost by about $1 million. We'll leave it at compound. This doesn't need to be amazing armor. Not worried about her cooking off. We will make it a little bit harder to sink her. No need for a double deck. Increase the amount of ammo. Enhanced reloading is pretty expensive. That's alright. She'll be designed underweight. 6.6. We'll have the Galilee. Let's try to balance the design somewhat. Nope, that's aft offset. That's right, I need to move it forward. Widen out the engine a little bit. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. It's primarily going to be a mine layer, but it's got teeth. And we will build 4 of those, I believe. To the fleet. All in La Rochelle. There we go. With that, though, that takes us to the end of this episode. Did great. I think everything's coming along very nicely. Perhaps a little bit too easy, so we might have to pick on somebody big and scary. I would say the United States, but average tech, I'm not expecting anything too crazy. Britain, however, is going to be scary. They're just as much tech as we do, and it'd be a good test to see where the AI is at. But that's stuff for the distant future, and I do appreciate you staying to the end. Please leave a comment, let me know what you think, and I will see you all next time. Take care, everyone.